After the final whistle at the Metropolitano, Ben White found himself at the center of a heated confrontation near the tunnel. In the process of walking off the pitch, he stepped on the Atlético Madrid crest painted on the ground, an act that, in Spanish football culture, is seen as deeply disrespectful. The reaction was immediate. Atletico staff and players moved toward him, and Giuliano Simeone was the first to confront him. The situation escalated quickly when Diego Simeone himself stepped in. Visibly furious, he confronted White face to face in a tense exchange that carried all the emotion of the night. Words were exchanged, tempers flared, and for a brief moment the scene looked like it could spill over further before players and staff intervened to separate everyone involved. Arsenal had started the game with control and composure. They moved the ball with patience, dictated possession in the first half, and eventually found their breakthrough when Victor Gyökeres calmly converted from the penalty spot. For a period, it looked like Mikel Arteta's side had managed to impose their structure on the game. But Atletico Madrid are built for moments like this. After halftime, Diego Simeone's team came out with more urgency, more aggression, and a clear shift in energy. The match tilted in their direction. Atletico pressed higher, attacked more directly, and began to unsettle Arsenal's defensive shape. The pressure eventually told when Julian Alvarez equalized from the penalty spot after VAR ruled a handball against Ben White. From that point on, the atmosphere inside the stadium transformed. Atletico grew in belief, feeding off the crowd, winning duels, and pushing Arsenal deeper and deeper. Griezmann came close with a shot that struck the bar, while Lookman repeatedly caused problems down the flank. Arsenal, meanwhile, struggled to regain the rhythm they had shown earlier in the match. There were moments where they tried to respond, but the momentum had shifted. The control they once had slipped away under Atletico's intensity. By the final whistle, the match stood level at 1-1, but both sides left with very different feelings. Atletico believed they had imposed their identity in the decisive moments. Arsenal felt key decisions and late pressure had swung the game away from them. In the end, it was more than just a draw. It was a night defined by emotion, controversy, and a collision of footballing cultures, and it leaves everything perfectly set up for a tense and unpredictable second leg.